With the recent announced Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge on the horizon, we here at OtakusGeeks.com wanted to take a look back at the Turtle games of the past, and we're going to count down today our top 10 best Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles video games. Number 10, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 Battle Nexus. This is a game based off the reboot series that came out in the early 2000s. This game also came out as a trilogy, and out of the trilogy, Battle Nexus 2 is the absolute best one, with a great story, beautiful performances, wonderful cel-shaded graphics that captures the theme and tone of the show, and major gameplay improvement compared to its predecessor. You got to obviously play as all the turtles and go through adventures with nice combat styles, more fluent and more easily strategic compared to other beat-em-up games. Number 9, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 Radical Rescue for the Game Boy. This was a Game Boy game that really upped the bar when it came to the Turtle games previously. Usually for the NES, you had the same type of fighting styles for each turtle. You couldn't really tell them apart. What this game did was introduce new gameplay elements to use the turtle skill set and weapons, such as Michelangelo being able to helicopter with his nunchucks, as you just saw right there. Each turtle had a different type of playing field style, which made it feel more unique to each turtle, which was a great way to introduce different fighting styles to a limited system. That's why it's definitely number 9 on the list. Not to mention it's fun to play. Number 8, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters. Some might agree that this needs to be a little bit lower on the list, but I played the Sega Genesis version. Some played the NES version, which had more fighters and probably more fluid combat. But the fact that we got to play Mikey, Donnie, April, Casey Jones, and they can beat the hell out of each other was something for us as kids, was something never seen before, and just very fun to play. Not to mention, it's to this day, a very difficult game to play. Not saying that it's bad, but it's very challenging. You will get your ass handed to you. Number 7, probably a controversial pick on this list, but I enjoyed the hell out of it. I didn't think it was that bad. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant in Manhattan, which was developed by Platinum Games, for those who need to know who they are. Bayonetta in the criminally underrated Astro Chain, which you should pick up if you have a Nintendo Switch. This game also introduced great combo attacks for the brothers. You get to switch off to each turtle at will. You also have to level up your attacks, and it had really good story, believe it or not, and some really difficult, hard boss battles. I can't tell you, the first level facing Bebop was just really difficult on the hardest level. Fun game to play. Number 6, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for the Game Boy Advance. This game is once again based off the reboot series, and while the other games such as Battle Nexus and the previous ones are going to the full 3D route, the Game Boy Advance went the route of the side-scroller, bringing back the traditional side-scrolling beat-em-up Turtles game, and for that it had to be put on a list because it basically restored the Turtles back to its former glory. It is a fun game, but can feel a little bit repetitive at times, but it's still a great game. It captures the look and feel of the show way better to me than the actual console predecessors. This one, I say, kept the spirit. Very well done with some really great graphics, especially with the use of the backgrounds. Really cool fighting styles. You have multiple attack ways, and it's just a very fun game to play to this day. Number 5, TMNT for the GBA. This is based off the TMNT movie, and the video game, unlike its console predecessors, also goes the side-scrolling route, which is just brilliant. It's fun. You get to play, of course, each turtle with different scenes from the movie. And here's a little fun fact. Remember that TMNT Shredder's Revenge that I alluded to? These are the guys who are going to be behind that. And if you notice that the gameplay looks a little similar to a certain Scott Pilgrim, because it's by the same developers. That's why you see the coins and everything else. It looks like the future of the Turtles are going to be in good hands. If you ever get a chance to play this, pick it up. It is brilliant. It's fun. It's challenging. Check it out. Number 4, TMNT 3 The Manhattan Project. To me, the best NES Turtles game out there was the Manhattan Project. What we got here is new locations, same type of gameplay as TMNT for the NES, but the graphics are a little bit more fluent, a little bit more crisp, and more introduction to new special attacks, and not to mention more new enemies. It was just a very fun game to play. Production wise, everything worked well. Various attacks for the Foot Clans. You see they're throwing sand in there. It's a great game to play. I can't stress this enough. The best Nintendo Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game. And yes, I said that because you'll see who I later on in this video. Number 3, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 Rescue Palooza. You never heard of this game? Well, that's the reason for it. This is a complete fan-made game in a celebration of the 30th anniversary of the Ninja Turtles. And this fan just basically took the gameplay from the NES days and improved on it tenfold by giving us not just 4 playable characters with the Turtles, but as you go through the levels, you get to unlock Splinter, April O'Neil, Casey, the Neutrinos. He included so much. The developers included so much of the Turtles lore in here that is be criminal if I put this number 1, but this is definitely high ranking on the list. This is a free fan-made game, so if you never played it and checked it out on your Big Turtles Maniac, definitely check this one out. This is just a phenomenal game, a complete love letter just from the graphics, the production, using sound bites from the show to really give it that authentic 90s Turtles feel. Can't stress this one enough. It's called TMNT Rescue Palooza. Definitely check this out. This fan-made game had to be on the list. Had to. Awesome game. Now let's get into number 2. Controversial? Yes, this is not number 1. I'm sorry, you guys. Turtles in Time is a phenomenal game, but the arcade version to me is way more superior than the Super Nintendo. I know the Super Nintendo added 2 more levels, but the arcade version always has a special place in my heart. The production value is great. The gameplay was so much of an improvement compared to the first one, but this one just has a major improvement. But there are things I didn't like about the game, so I had to put this one number 2. What I didn't like about it, let's just say I wasn't a fan of certain levels and certain level designs, but it doesn't mean that this game is a bad thing. This is a classic. They even remade it with that horrible Teenage Mutant Turtles reshell, and we're not going to talk about that. But Turtles in Time, definitely number 2. It speaks for itself. It's a classic. Definitely pick it up and pick it up. Number 1, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade game. Of course, this is going to be number 1. This is what got so many of us into the Turtle Mania back at when Turtle Mania was running wild, brother. And you had to lose so much quarters just to beat this game. It is a classic. And just you kind of say this is kind of I wouldn't say it was a remake, but this is kind of the major improvement compared to the NES version, which is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. And the production level, the challenging, the inclusion of Rocksteady, Bebop, April, it felt like you were playing the show. The foot soldiers, the designs, everything is just flawless. This is actually number 3 in my favorite video games of all time. List with Final Fantasy VII being number 1. This game had it all. It was just, you could play with your friends, and you always, I can't say too much about it. It just speaks for itself. It is such an amazing game. It holds a special place in my heart. This is what really got me into the Ninja Turtles. Going to Pizza Hut and playing this, going to Chuck E. Cheese's and playing this, losing so many quarters. It's timeless. This game will stand the test of time. Can it get repetitive? All beat 'em ups do, but definitely number 1. This is Justin from Otakus saying, later days, we will catch you on the next one. Peace. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.